So now how do I say this? Okay. In our country, we have a lot of actors, and a few of them are loved for a while, few of them are respected for a while, and few of them have crazy fans for a while. But then comes a bunch of few actors who are loved, respected, looked upon, and have crazy bunch of fans, not just for a while, but forever. And on the bunch, one of the best is sitting with me. It's with absolute joy and love for him, I'm introducing National Award winner, Chiyan Vikram Avarhal.
Hi, Chinna Sandhigam. Are you interviewing someone else right now, or it's just me? I'm just kidding.
Sir, of course.
Hi, Didi, how are you?
I'm so good,
Long
sir.
time.
How are you?
All same.
So first of all, I want to ask one question. நம்ம மகான் பத்தி நிறைய விஷயங்கள் பேசலாம் because இன்னைக்கு வந்து இந்தியால இருக்கிற எல்லாரும் இந்த இன்டர்வியூ பார்க்க போறாங்க. சோ நம்ம கொஞ்சம் இங்கிலீஷ் தமிழ் அப்படினு எனக்கு கொஞ்சம் கஷ்டம். நான் பண்ணிடுவேன். நீங்க சூப்பரா பண்ணிடுவீங்க. அது நான் ஃபர்ஸ்டே சொல்லிடுறேன்.
ரெண்டுமே கஷ்டம் பட் பரவாயில்லை.
ஓகே பரவாயில்லை. நம்ம அடுத்ததுக்கு போவோம்.
Alright.
How did you manage, sir? Shooting போகாம கொஞ்ச நாள் வீட்ல இருக்கணும் சொன்னா உங்களுக்கு எப்படி sir? How did you manage that?
ஐயோ செத்துட்டா. Especially in the time போட போறல அந்த first time the second இது வரும்போது லாக்டவுன் வரும்போது ரொம்ப கஷ்டமா இருந்துச்சு. ஆஃப்டர் சம் டைம் எனக்கு யாராவது கூப்பிடுவீங்களா ஒரு ஷார்ட் ஃபிலிம் பண்ணலாமா? I want to call up Mani sir. Sir just any show. I actually spoke to him. Sir ஏதா பண்ணலாமா something. He said yeah அப்படியே அவரும் he also must have been
because knowing you can't
very
just
difficult. எனக்கு ஏதாவது பண்ணணும். த்ரூவோட ஏதாவது பண்ணலாமா? எனக்கு புரியல. அட்லீஸ்ட் மொபைல் ஃபோன் வச்சுட்டு ஷூட் பண்ணிட்டு அண்ட் அது இன்னொரு பக்கம் ஒரு நடிகரா நீங்க வெளியில போகும்போது ஒரு அங்கீகாரம் எல்லாரும் பேசுவாங்க பார்க்கும்போது விக்ரம் அப்போ வந்து எல்லாரும் ஈக்குவல் ஆயிட்டோம். வீட்டில் வந்து யாருமே வெளியில ஆள் வரக்கூடாது, உள்ள இருந்து போகக்கூடாது. ஸோ வாட் ஹேப்பன் ஷாப்பிங் நம்ம தான் போனோம். ஸோ இனிஷியலி விக்ரம் அப்புறம் நம்மளும் ஓகே நான் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் வந்தேன். ஓகே நோ ப்ராப்ளம் அப்படிலாம் போயிட்டு இருந்துச்சு. இட் வாஸ் லைக் அன் ஈக்குவலைசர். ரொம்ப கஷ்டமா இருந்துச்சு. பட் எல்லாமே அதை தாண்டி வந்துட்டோம். இப்போ வந்து கூடிய சீக்கிரத்தில் எல்லாமே I mean it will all become all right. We are getting that. It's going to be more like an endemic than a pandemic. So I keep my fingers crossed. It's coming to an end. So let's see.
Yes. So sir, அதெல்லாம் அப்படியே முடிச்சிட்டு ஒரு படம் வருது, நீங்க ஷூட்டிங் போறீங்கன்னா first day of shoot of Mahaan, do you remember how happy were you to get back to set?
I was very thrilled.
Please tell us that.
But I was more worried if I would remember what to do. I knew about my character அதெல்லாம் எனக்கு இருந்துச்சு. But okay, now we're getting back. Okay, all right, one sec. Action cut. I got that bit. But after that, I'm kidding. It was kind of it was very ethereal. Like it was like actually a dream coming and trying to shoot, and we finished it. But I'm so happy that we're able to, in spite of situations being like this, we're able to actually bring out a film, and that too on a OTT platform. Initially I was in a quandary. OTT platform, fans, nani எல்லாருமே ஒரு இதுல இருக்கும்போது. It's the safest thing to do now, and I think it's the reach on different irukku. And cinema is like that, no? Initially enna sonanga OTT வந்து cinema காலி பண்ணிடும், but actually it's become like a boon. So theaters லயும் ரிலீஸ் பண்ணலாம், OTT யும் ரிலீஸ் பண்றா, அந்த ஒரு இது வந்திருக்கு. I feel very good. வேற ஒரு ஆடியன்ஸ் வேற ஒரு வழியா நம்ம ரீச் பண்ண போறோம்னு நினைக்கிறபோது கொஞ்சம் எக்ஸைட்டிங்கா இருக்கு. ஆனா இருந்தாலும் தியேட்டர்ல பார்க்கிறது வந்து தியேட்டர்ல பார்க்கிறது தான். அது வந்து அதுல எந்த ஒரு இதுவும் இல்ல. So all excited, and my first movie coming out after 3 years. Thanks to COVID-19. So that actually I have a spate of films coming out. Mahaan will be the first. So I'm very excited. And the fans also, you can sense it. ஒரு தடவை ஒரு பாட்டு விடுற போதும் ஒரு சின்ன டீசர் விடுற போதும் the response is amazing.
Like as a பக்கா fan, உங்களோட அந்த ட்ரெய்லர் பார்த்ததுக்கு அப்புறம் மகான் வந்து
யூவி send me a message நீங்க சொன்னீங்க.
அதுல வந்து அந்த ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஷாட்ல வந்து அந்த லிஃப்ட் ஓபன் ஆகும்போது நீங்க உள்ள நிக்க ரொம்ப நாள் கழிச்சு நம்ம வந்து we seeing Vikram sir. So I was sitting and watching with my nephew who was just 21 years old. So that you know how hard it is to get attention of those boys, you know, they're always on the phone. So I just played this trailer and I was like, okay sir, இது பார்க்கலாம், டிவில பார்க்கலாம், போன்ல பார்க்க வேண்டாம்னு சொல்லிட்டு வீட்டுக்கு வந்த உடனே டிவி போட்டு பார்த்தேன். This boy that அந்த ஷாட் அவன் அப்படி பார்த்தேன்னா எப்படி இருக்கார்ல அப்படி. I was like, oh my god, if a 21-year-old boy can that is such a difficult thing, but you do it with so much of ease.
Thank you. So please say big thank you to your nephew.
That's Priyadashini's son.
Right.
So that boy was like, என்னவா இருக்கறார்ல, செம்ம ஸ்டைலா இருந்தார்ல. And he started doing his own thing, but it was like, how do you pull that, sir? Because this is your 60th film.
Yeah.
Chian 16ங்கிறது வந்து படத்தோட பேர் வரதுக்கு முன்னாடியே it was trending and your fans, like you said, your fans were waiting to watch you. And
எனக்கு அவங்களுக்கு தான் ஆக்சுவலி எனக்கு ரொம்ப தியேட்டர்ல வரலன்ற போது ரொம்ப இன்ஃபேக்ட் நான் வந்து அந்த இதெல்லாம் போடுவாங்கல்ல ரெஸ்பான்ஸ் டீசர் ரெஸ்பான்ஸ் தான் சூப்பராக இருக்கும் தியேட்டரில் வந்தால் நல்லா இருக்கும்ன்ட்டு தியேட்டரில் வந்தாலும் நல்லா இருக்கும் ஓடிடியில் வந்தாலும் நல்லா இருக்கும் நீங்கள் பாருங்கள் இந்த படம் வந்து உங்களுக்காக பண்ண மாதிரி நினச்சிக்கோங்க எனக்கு அது ஒவ்வொரு தடவையும் அவங்க பேசுகிற போது இட்ஸ் 3 years வெயிட் பண்ணுறாங்க ஐ திங்க் அ ஃபேன் கோஸ் த்ரூ அ டிஃப்ரெண்ட் திங் இட்ஸ் மோர் தென் வாட் வி ஃபீல்
that's a whole different feeling அது உங்களுக்கு தெரியாது ஃபேன்ஸா இருந்தா மட்டும் தான் தெரியும்
I feel that for Dhoni so I know what it is
yeah so sir and the like you were telling now that you were telling அது வந்து பட தியேட்டர்ல வந்திருக்கணும் but now it's coming in Amazon Prime Video but it's there in 240 countries. You have seen the evolution of cinema like from film to digital and now to this. It's
makes your me whole sound very ancient but yeah
no but very experienced, let's put it that way. Yeah, like a wine. So
no, it is very different. Even the way we act has changed. Like I mean really? You need to go a little beyond that. Shivaji sir, when he was acting, it was more dramatic. Like whether you have Dilip Kumar sir or Shivaji sir, all of them, it was dramatic acting, and it was every character was very dramatic, and they could do that, pull off totally different characters. Then after that, we came to Kamal sir and all of them, who became more real and subtle, and stuff like that. Then it's come to the next generation where it's total subtlety, and adukaprom ipo enna ipo பத்தன்றதுக்குள்ள பண்றபோது மில்டன் சொன்னா சார் நடிக்காதீங்க சார் ஐ செட் நடிக்கணும் இல்ல நடிக்கவே வேண்டாம் ஐ செட் ரியலி வாய்ஸ் இஸ் சேயிங் அப்புறம் பார்த்தா அப்போ வந்து அந்த ஃபிலிம்ஸ் எல்லாமே யாருமே நடிக்க மாட்டாங்க எல்லாருமே ஆக்சுவலி அவங்க ஆக்டர்ஸே கிடையாது சும்மா நார்மலா இருப்பாங்க இது புதுசா தானே இருக்கு பட் ஐ ஹேட் டு இவால்வ் இன்டு தட் அண்ட் நவ இப்போ த்ருவ பார்க்கும்போது இது வேற ஒன்று ஆக்சுவலி இனிஷியலாக நான் நினச்சேன் ஓகே நம்ம எதாவது கற்றுக் கொடுக்கணும் போல இருக்கு பட் இப்போ நான் எனக்கு வந்து இல்லையே இவன் வேற என்ன பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கானு அது அவனுக்கு தெரியாம பண்றான் which is very different because like you said அவர் வந்து கீழே தான் அவங்க நெவ்யூ ஃபோனை தான் பார்த்துட்டு இருக்காருன்னா அவங்களோட த்ரூ வந்து ஐ திங்க் சென்னையில கூட்டிட்டு போனா அவன் எங்க இருக்கானே அவனுக்கு தெரியாது ஏன்னா சின்ன வயசுல இருந்தே அவன் ஃபோனை பார்த்துட்டு இருப்பான் he's never seen outside so it's like that so அவங்க வந்து அவங்களோட சென்சிபிலிட்டிஸ் அவங்களோட எல்லாமே டிஃப்ரெண்டா இருக்கு the subtleties are so different the way he exhibits so எனக்கு it's nice to like say run with the horses and hunt with the hounds and mari you just try to keep up with both of them and it's very nice and the என்னோட ஜெனரேஷனா இருக்கட்டும் previous இருக்கட்டும் the change இதெல்லாம் ரொம்ப நல்லா and pandemic வந்தது வந்து it's shaken the whole thing up because suddenly it's like Rip Van Winkle you wake up after 30 years and hey where am I it's like that suddenly எல்லாமே மாறிடுச்சு நிறைய
it's like one slap on your face and you have to unlearn everything and get up
இப்போ now it's like oh 3 years actually okay first film's coming oh wow I'm so excited I'm really excited like ரொம்ப and எப்பவுமே நமக்கு ஒரு டவுட் இருக்கும் சில படங்கள் வந்து இது வந்து like we had a couple of screenings and we've been watching the response and it's a very pleasant shocker it will shock people to a certain extent in a pleasant way it's like shock and awe so it'll be really interesting to watch this film and how fans react to it and how they react to it from homes and from their mobile phones.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to it. So we're waiting for Feb 10th, so Amazon Prime Video la idella nama paakalaanu. Now that you've said, different generations of actors, நீங்க சொன்னீங்க Dhruv வந்துட்டு அவங்களோட மைண்ட் செட் the way they look at one emotion itself is so different. So அவங்களோட இருக்கும்போது we know you prep for a role so much. நீங்க என்னென்னமோ பண்ணுவீங்க அது எங்களோட காம்ப்ரிஹென்ஷனுக்கு தாண்டி இருக்கும். So அது எங்களுக்கு புரியாது because we are only that brilliant. He is from another world.
Thank you.
So no, that's just I'm not very happy saying that sir but I'm saying that like that. So அப்படி இருக்கும்போது how do you prep for a role like Mahaan? Because it has ஏன்னா உங்களுக்கு ஒரு கேரக்டர் நான் ஏற்கனவே சொல்லியிருக்கேன் பாத்திரம் மாதிரி நீங்க திடீர்னு அண்டாவா மாறுவீங்க திடீர்னு டம்ளரா மாறுவீங்க இப்படி அப்படின்னு ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி டிஃப்ரெண்ட் ஸ்டேஜஸ் ஆஃப் லைஃப் இருந்தது இல்லை இதுல
ஆமா எனக்கு ஆக்சுவலி ஒரு 20 வருஷம் டிராவல் இருக்கும் அந்த படத்துல ஸோ அப்படி பார்க்கும்போது ரொம்ப ஒரு இனிஷியலாகவே நான் முடிவு பண்ணிட்டேன் இது வந்து அந்த 20 வருஷம் தெரியணும் நான் மாறுறது தெரியணும் ரொம்ப கிராஜுவலாகவும் இருக்கும் அது கார்த்திகே என்கிட்ட ஒரு நாள் சொன்னார் ரொம்ப கஷ்டப்பட்டு தான் பண்ணேன் லைக் கெட்டிங் ரெடி ஃபார் தட் ஒவ்வொரு நாளும் மேக்கப்பே ஒரு 3 மணி நேரம் ஆகும் ஏன்னா அந்த ஒரு ஸ்டேஜ் 30லேருந்து அப்படியே மாறி மாறி வரணும் 40லேருந்து 60 வரணும் ஸோ அவர் நடிச்சு என்னை நாவலாக பார்க்கும்போது ஓகே இவர் இந்த வயசில் இப்படி தான் இருப்பார் அப்படி தான் இருக்கும் ஸோ ஈடன் நோட்டீஸ் இட் எடிட்லாம் பண்ணிட்ட பிறகு சார் ஆக்சுவலி சூப்பராக இருக்குது அந்த சேஞ்ச் அவரே தெரியுது நீங்கள் 20 வருஷம் மாறுது ஸோ தட் வாஸ் த திங் ஃபார் திஸ் மூவி அண்ட் ஆல்சோ அந்த படத்தில் வந்து எனக்கு ஒரு ஃபேஸ் இருக்கும் வேற ஒரு அம்பின்னு சொல்ல முடியாது வேற மாதிரி ஒரு ரொம்ப how do you call this வெகுளித்தனமா இருக்க ஒரு கேரக்டர். இஸ் வெரி
kind of.
யா இஸ் நாட் ஜஸ்ட் நைவ், இஸ் ஒரு மாதிரி வேற மாதிரி, அவனோட ஆஸ்பிரேஷன்ஸ்லாம் வேற மாதிரி இருக்கும், பட் அவனோட அவுட்லுக்லாம் வேற மாதிரி இருக்கும். பட் ஃபிசிக்கலி நான் வந்து அவனை வந்து ஒரு சும்மா ஒரு மொக்க மாதிரி காட்டலான்னு சொல்லிட்டு ஐ ஹேவ் அ பாஞ்ச், ஒரு கப்பை வச்சுக்கிட்டு நான் அந்த மாதிரி பண்ணுவேன். ரொம்ப ரொம்ப பேசிக்கா, ரொம்ப நான் ஃபண்டமெண்டலா இருப்பாப்புல. அப்படியே அவன் மாறி 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 வர்றது வந்து எனக்கு இட் வாஸ் a nice challenge for me and I changed. So that physicality was easy. எனக்கு என்ன mentally becoming older, talking, becoming, which was all very ரொம்ப இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங் ஆச்சு. என்ன ரொம்ப நல்லா இருந்துச்சு. ஏன்னா படம்லாம் முடிஞ்ச பிறகு கார்த்திக் நாங்கள் எல்லாம் உட்காந்து பேசுவோம், சும்மா நம்ம அப்படியே பேசிட்டு கேள்வியெல்லாம் கேட்போம். திடீர்னு கார்த்திக் சொன்னார், சார் இந்த படம் சேலஞ்சிங்காக இருந்துச்சா? ஐ செட் இல்லை கொஞ்சம் நல்லா தான் இருந்துச்சு. நான் ரொம்ப கொஞ்சம் மாதிரி ஃபீல் பண்ணேன். ஐ செட் வை இல்லை சேலஞ்சிங்கா இல்லையா? பிகாஸ் எல்லா படமும் உங்களுக்கு சேலஞ்ச். ஐ செட் இல்லை கார்த்திக் சேலஞ்சிங்காக இருந்துச்சு, பட் ஐ என்ஜாய்ட் இட். லைக் ஹி வாண்டட் டு மேக் இட் சேலஞ்சிங், which is what he did. எனக்கு பண்ற போது எனக்கு ஐ திங்க் இது என்னோட கதாபாத்திரங்களே ஐ திங்க் திஸ் வில் பி ஒன் ஆஃப் மை பெஸ்ட் கேரக்டர்ஸ். Like I didn't realize it while I was doing it, but Dhruv one day pointed, he said, you know, there's a lot of you in this character, because every movie I try to be as far away from me. I'll try, every character should be different from the other character, mainly from me. He said, I somehow get the feeling that you did a lot of you in this movie, and it's closer to your age, the way you age in the film. And I thought that was, I mean, in hindsight, when I see that, I thought that was actually, what he said was like really truly inspired, because it makes sense. Like that's what I've done in this film. But adula Karthik oda pandrumbodhu எனக்கு ரொம்ப பிடிச்சது வந்து, Karthik is a director who is such a extraordinary storyteller. ஆனா அவர் வந்து அந்த யதார்த்தம் அந்த grunginessலயே வந்து you'll have a lot of realness, and you'll have, you know, reality will always be around you. The sets will be very different, but it will be like, I think this is how it must be, you know.
Must have been in the time.
Maybe a dungeon na ibdi da irukum. If they're playing cards, it must be in a shitty place like this. I'm sorry, but you know, you'll have newspapers and some broken bottles, and it'll be like, God, do I need to step over all this? But then we'll be sitting there and playing cards and one weird kind of lighting, and it'll be like trippy. And adula vandi he'll have a commercial, like everything will have a commercial angle to it, because he's a guy who grew up watching Rajni sir and all the other actors, and he loves commercial cinema,
and he wants to give it to the fans.
Yeah, and so adanaala idukulla vandu oru, so அது நான் ரொம்ப என்ஜாய் பண்றேன். ஒவ்வொரு டேரக்டர்ஸ், சில டேரக்டர்ஸ் வந்து யதார்த்தம் அதுல இறங்கி பண்றது ஒன்று இருக்கு, சிலர் நல்ல கமர்ஷியல். இதுல வந்து எனக்கு அது ரெண்டுமே விளையாடுறதுக்கு ஒரு சின்ன ஒரு பிளே கிரவுண்ட் எரினா கிடைச்சது. ஸோ ஐ ரியலி லவ்ட் இட். அண்ட் ஆஃப் கோர்ஸ் ஒர்க்கிங் வித் த்ரூவ் அகேன் வாஸ் அ டிஃப்ரெண்ட் எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ்.
Now that you shared screen, what is that one thing that stood out? I know as a father you can't say much. உங்களுக்கு வந்து அது சொல்றது sometimes, you know, you might feel நம்ம ரொம்ப சொல்லக்கூடாது, நம்மளை பத்தி அவங்க தான்
சொல்லுவாங்க. ஆதித்யா வர்மாலாம் பண்ணும்போது நான் கூடவே இருந்தேன். ஐ மேட் ஷுவர், பிகாஸ் எனக்கு ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டைம் தவறிடுச்சு படம். அது வந்து அவனுக்கு வந்து சரியா பண்ணணும், அவன் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஸ்டெப்னு சொல்றது வந்து நான் கூடவே, எனக்கு அங்கேயே வந்து ஏதாவது சொல்ற போது நான் பார்த்துக்கிறேன், அப்படி நிற்காதரா ஓகேன்னு. ஸோ இந்த இது சொல்ற போது இப்படி சொல்லாமா, கேன் யூ ஐ ஜஸ்ட் ஸ்டார்ட் இட், அப்பா ஐ நோ வாட் டு டூ. So he'll get little hectic. So அப்பவே I kind of lay back and I'll just watch him, what is he doing, and I'll really enjoy it. So this one, it was nice because he's working with me. எனக்கு வந்து எங்களுக்கு என்னன்னா, நாங்க both of us are more friends than, you know, father and son. You know that. So there was no thing like generations also lad. No, my father used to say, hey, I used to stand behind my father, I won't even look at him, what you're talking back to me and all that. This guy, I mean, I have to be scared when I talk back to him.
Both of them, you have to be scared to both of them.
Yeah, both of them, both the pair, the father and the son. So who you talking about? Akshu. Yeah, obviously. But Dhruv, I'm most scared of that. As in, I'll be talking to him and he could just walk away. Like some director had come home, a really celebrated director, and we were having dinner. And that was the first time he's seeing Dhruv, and he's seen him. Dhruv acts and all that he was asking. And for me, if I had to see it, not any director that's grown, it's been, it'll be like, sir, how are you? Are you okay, sir? And then as they walk, we don't even show our back to them. We'll go with them and see you, sir. This guy walked in, I said, my son Dhruv, and he said, and he walked out. I called him later, I said, what were you doing? You said you want to act in films. And, yeah. So, I said, but don't you want to talk to him or just say hi? You just nodded. Oh, please, I don't have time for this. And he went off. And I mean, what do you say to that? So they are like...
You just so sound like, you know, sir, இதே மாதிரி Jackie Chan or interview.
Yeah, same, exact. Jackie Chan, I think, is luckier. I mean, his son can't beat him. My son's been working on us, so I'm a little worried. So on the set, I know that he's not going to be awestruck by me, or he's not going to be thinking, oh, appa kuda nadikran sole. He was aggressive, so it was very nice to watch him do that. And I just stepped back, and I've told him, even interviews don't bloody sit. Munadi pona interview la na ukkanda avana kindal panni. I said, you're your own man, you do. You want to fall? Cycle pudichittu vandom. Ipo vittachi. Vidundu endirichi odu. That's the way to do it. And he's capable of it. You see the film, I think you like what he did. It's quite.
I think I'll ask that about you. I mean, அவர்கிட்ட கேட்க நம்ம கேட்டுக்கலாம். ஏன்னா அவரே ஒரு பெரிய ஆக்டரா வந்துட்டு இருக்காரு இப்போ. அதனால என்ன சொல்றது, உங்களை மீறி அவர்கிட்ட நான் பேசாம இருந்தா போதும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். அந்த மாதிரி ஏதாவது கிளாஷ் வராம இருந்தா நான் ஓகே பண்ணிக்கலாம். So now about your co-stars.
Yeah.
You've been working with one wonderful actress, Simran ma'am இதுல இருக்காங்க. So
Simran வந்து actually எனக்கு when I came into films, and I mean, as in Sedu happened after 10 long years, and my dreams were like, I need to work with AVM, I need to work with AM Ratnam, I need to work with Oscar Ravichandran.
Okay.
If I do it, I've arrived. Mani Ratnam, Shankar, do it, I've arrived. And stuff like that. Adila vandu, I want to act with Ramba, I want to act with Roja, I want to act with Simran, I want to act with Jyotika, and the whole list. But you won't believe, I had about 7 hits, but I hadn't acted with any of them even after that. And by then they started retiring. I was like, hey, please somebody don't retire yet.
Don't get mad and
And then Simran was almost there, and then Simran left. I was like, shucks. Then Pita Magan they called her. I said, oh God, just a song. Yeah, but you're not dancing with her, all right? Yeah, so but I need to dance, whatever, at least one corner let me dance. I had that little bit. But that was the only film which and it was nice. I mean, in that, I'm in my own trip. So, so we can't. But I mean, I love the way she dances. I think she's got the best timing, comic sense of
till now.
Timing sense and acting. She's really good, considering I'm Tamil theriyadu, in spite of that. And so when Karthik and I were talking and we were thinking of her, I felt like, I mean, that role really suits her, and she's a very good actress, and it was nice. And it was nice because when we were acting, I realized suddenly, like, she was not going according to what we planned. She'll start doing something else. So once I sensed that, I realized, okay, she's supposed to come back and keep something. She went and sat off there. And Karthik didn't say cut. So I went and knelt down behind, next to her, and then I pulled her up, and then we went to a sofa, and these guys, okay, they kept moving. It was a beautiful shot, actually, because they didn't expect that. They thought it'll stop with the 3rd or 4th dialogue. We did the whole scene, and that's what's there in the movie. I really enjoyed that. She also told me, like, hey, that was very different. I've never done that. I said, seriously? But you just walked away, supposed to come to the table. No, I felt like I needed to do that, and I thought they were going to say cut, and then you continued, and it was nice working with her. And
அந்த மாதிரி ஆக்டரோட வர்க் பண்ணும்போது நமக்கு ஒரு
it's not a question of challenging. It brings out something else in you, and suddenly you are not acting anymore, as long as you know your dialogues. So that was a very good experience, and I think she's a fantastic actor, and I think there's a lot more acting left in her, and you know, a lot more years of that. Looking forward to seeing more good films of hers and working with her again.
Really, Simran ma'am, we're really looking forward for more films of you. And coming back, how did you choose Mahaan? Why? Because 60th film, you've done so 60 films பண்ணிருக்கீங்க, எவ்வளோ கதை கேட்டிருப்பீங்க. How do you decide, sir? எப்படி இந்த படம் ஓகே அப்படின்னு உங்களுக்கு எப்படி தோணுது?
I was like, actually, Karthik and I had already decided to do a film long before he did Peta and Jigar Danda. Not Jigar, sorry, Dhanush's film. So, that time he was going to do this film, so he said, he excused himself saying, let me do that and come back. Jagametandram. So Rajni sir's film first. So after that we parted ways, but I mean, we were in touch. So he came, and you know, we'd already decided that I would never act with Dhruv. I mean, not act with Dhruv for another 10 years at least. It doesn't make sense. His standing is not there, so how do we share screen space? But he has to have importance and stuff like that. So Karthik, the producer, I mean, I was doing Cobra and we had dates, and he said Karthik, and I said, wow, lovely, I've been looking forward to working with him. And then he said he's got a script for Father and Son. Are you sure? I said, like, I mean, I need to like listen to it, because you need to do justice to both and what we stand for. I heard the script and I loved it. In fact, I loved Dhruv's character more than mine. Dhruv's character was like, it's no, I could have. I told that to Dhruv one day, and he just gave me that steely glare.
I know. I don't want to.
Did you actually say that? Did you actually say that? So you think I didn't do well? I said, no. I was thinking I could do the father and the son. But I mean, I can't do what he did. He's done something different. But the thing is, Karthik narrated the script. Dhruv's character was like top of the heap. And then I said, no, let's work the story around. Let's whatever. And I mean, it was like, I love the whole thing. I just said, let's tweak it here and there. And Karthik like came up with something really nice and interesting, and that's how it happened. And I've always wanted to work with Karthik. I think he's a very good director, and I want to get into his world and his mind, and I think that's what happened.
So what was nice about his world after getting into it? What did you like about him?
He's very funky, actually. Actually, his world is very different from the worlds I've seen. Like, I've seen a Bala's world, I've seen Shankar Sir's world, Mani Sir's world. They have their sensibilities. Karthik's is, he's like a Tarantino-ish. He's got that bit. Then Adukulle, he's got a mischief about him, which will come out in dialogues or in the scenes. And he's game for anything to try out, you know. Let's try this. Yeah. Normally, they'll say, oh, no, I don't think you should. He said, yeah, let's try it. Or let's go a little louder, let's try something more brazen, or you know. So அது வந்து ரொம்ப நல்லா இருக்கு. கார்த்திகோட பண்றபோது இந்த மாதிரி வேற விஷயங்கள் வந்து நம்ம பண்றது வந்து எனக்கு ரொம்ப பிடிச்சிருந்துச்சு. And he's very chilled out, very cool, and எனக்கு ரொம்ப பிடிச்ச விஷயம், all directors have their take when they see they'll see it on the monitor. கார்த்திக் சிரிப்பார் நிறைய. அவர் பிடிச்சிச்சுனா he'll start laughing or he'll smile. You know immediately, you know, that part's touched him or whatever. It's very nice. He'll and suddenly he'll start laughing. And I love, and he's got this gang of, I must say this, he's got a gang of ADs and the stylist and you know, everybody, the production manager, whatever. He's got a team of about 25 people. அவங்க எங்க நாங்க ஷூட்டிங் போனாலும் அந்த ஷூட்டிங் முடிஞ்ச உடனே ஒன் டே லைக் கல்கட்டா போனோம்னா அடுத்த நாள் நான் கோபரா ஷூட்டிங் இவங்க போல என்னன்னா we just chilling, they just chill like 20-25 of them. Other Bobby, the actors, a few of them. And I was also welcomed to that gang and I loved it. I loved like shooting on jolly. Shooting is like serious work, but அதுக்கப்புறம் வந்து அவங்க அடிக்கிற லூட்டி ரகுலெல்லாம் பயங்கரமா இருக்கு. And it's all cinema oriented. They listen to cinema songs, they will talk about this, they will talk about Rajni sir, or we'll talk about Kamal sir and in the movie, but in a very happy way, and it's a very happy space. Like that again was a very new experience for me. It was, and all his ADs except the one who was standing here. But apart from him, everybody was like, I love the unit as such. It was very nice.
And the vibe, that's very important.
Shreyas, the cameraman, is very, very, very quiet. But he speaks volumes with his lighting and what he does on screen. And it's the first time I'm working with him. I've seen some films of his after, and it was pretty good work. It was very nice, like their take on cinema. And it's nice when you start working, like see, as the generations change, the directors, the way of making. So it's this generation, I feel like I'm working, all the films I'm doing now, I got a really interesting lineup, and they're all with young directors who are like, you know, making their foray into films, and their take on cinema is very different, and it's very nice to become a part of it. And it, as you evolve, that you become a part of it too. It becomes a part of your mind space, and it's very interesting.
Nice. So now that நம்ம அதை பற்றியும் பேசியாச்சு, லாஸ்ட் ஐ ஹாவ் இந்த படத்துக்காக நீங்கள் வந்து ஒவ்வொரு படத்துக்காகவும் திஸ் டிஃப்ரெண்ட் நீங்கள் ஏற்கனவே சொன்னீங்க 30 years.
இதில் பாபி பற்றி நான் ஒன்று சொல்லிக்கிறேன். ஏன்னா சிம்ரன் பற்றி பேசினால பாபி வந்து இதில் வந்து ஒரு பிரமாதமான ஒரு பொர்ட்ரேல் பண்ணியிருக்காரு. அதுக்காக அவர் மொட்டை அடிச்சு ரொம்ப பிடிச்சிருந்துச்சு. அந்த கேரக்டர் யார் போடலான்னு உலகம் முழுக்க நாங்கள் தேடினோம். இன்ஃபேக்ட் அது வந்து என் ஃப்ரெண்ட் தர்ணி, இன்னொரு டைரக்டர் தர்ணி, அவன் பண்ணா நல்லா இருக்கும் பேசணும். அவன் இல்லை மச்சான், ஐ செட் நீ பண்றா சூப்பரா இருக்கும், நீ didn't want to, and he's a very good actor. And then when we spoke about Bobby, and I was like so thrilled because I worked with him, and he's like my brother, ரொம்ப friendly, and he like
easy.
He's very easy, and he's very short tempered, and he'll suddenly flare up. He'll do anything.
Okay.
He's like that. But he's a gem of a guy. So working with him in this film, like he shaved his head, and then we had that transition for 20 years, and he actually did that character so well. Like there's some scenes, especially like towards the climax and all that, he's rocked it. I'm so happy that we had it, because we have a relationship outside the camera, and that came on to the film, you know, where we are friends and what happens to us, and it's our journey. I loved working with him, and I think he's a fantastic actor. And I think he's not Jigardanda. I mean, of course, he got the national award, and he's been doing a lot of good films. But the role he's done in this is like, I told Dhruv, I think, I don't know, he may get the national award for the best supporting actor or whatever. And Dhruv said, what about me? I said, no, you're different in this. You're like you're a commercial take. You're the live wire in the film. I mean, I don't know if you'll get a national award for that, but I think Bobby is going to get it. I mean, I'm not saying he's going to get it. He's got a good chance, and he's done a great job. And he was like, yeah. I mean, he didn't talk to me for a couple of days.
True, but everybody is going to watch it for you. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there are other guys like Sanant. Sanant's also got a very good role, and he's done a role in Peta, and in this he's got a nice, really pivotal role. And so everybody, what I like about Karthik is there are a lot of characters. He never has just the hero and thing. But at the same time, he doesn't steal that from you. He doesn't steal your thunder and give it to someone else, which is very heartening for a star or an actor or whoever works in his film. But Sanant also has done a remarkable job. Like I saw him and I said, will he do it? Does he look like the character? Blah, blah, blah. He's so engaging and adorable in the film. And like that, then you have Deepak, and then you have Muthu, who's been doing a lot of character roles, and he's a fantastic performer. He's there. So he's put it all together in a very beautiful way. So we have all that. And back to your question, I'm sorry. I had to talk about them because I was
and of course, would love to hear something about the music.
Sana vera range irkarla ipo.
Vera.
He's a chippy guy. Sana, right?
Sana.
Sana. Now he's in London, so yo, Sana. What's up?
Yo, May.
Yo, May. I see, I've always liked his songs. Actually, he's also evolved, you know. He started very raw and he's come into his own now. But I think his strength is re-recording. Whatever his songs, like he really gives you belts out really good songs, but the re-recording, I think, is taken it to another level. I used to love Harris's and GV Prakash's. I mean, I still do love their re-recordings. They're really good. GV also really knocks it out of the ballpark. But Sana has been like, he's doing some great work, and our film is like, I saw the film, I really liked it, and then once the music came on, I was like, wow. I called him up and said, no man, you really rocked it. And he said, Abhi sir, like, he's like, very nice.
He's another happy guy.
He is. And Dhruv has sung a song in this.
Yes.
So that was, it was interesting to watch him and Dhruv, and they're like totally different worlds and different, it's almost like a different generation, and how are they going to vibe, and they got along like a house on fire. And it's come out really well, and we shot a small video which we're going to put out and all that. So we're very excited about that. So basically, அவர் வந்து எனக்கு ஒரு இப்போ ஒரு சின்ன ஹீரோ மாதிரி. I think he's amazing, and the songs, every time we put out a song, it's been, you know, going viral because it's some, and that too Karthik and he come up with these.
Yeah.
Some of these songs, the first time I hear it, I'm like, what, really? I mean, Karthik, is this a song? Sir, amma sir, nalla liya. Oh yeah, very nice. Play it on again. No. Then again, maybe. And then suddenly it gets into you, and you know,
yeah,
like.
It gets onto you
the
slowly like that.
Yeah. But the others, like when I played it for Akshu and Manu and all of them, Dhruv, wow, the first time they heard it and I was thinking, I think it's changing.
Okay, we need to buckle up.
It's very different because I'm into old songs and more speed and yeah.